Peace and love, everyone. Happy Thursday.
Peace and love, Mother.
Peace and love. How are you?
Doing well, and you?
Doing pretty good. Thank you.
That's good.
How's everyone else doing? Thank you all for joining me this evening. Appreciate you all, definitely. I just wanted to say a quick affirmation. I hope you guys will say it along with me. You can just say it in spirit or in your mind, whatever. Let's see, what do I want to say now? I'm so happy and grateful now, and I give thanks for a quick and substantial increase in my financial income now. Let's see, we can also say I am so happy and grateful now that my the infinite spirit is opening the way for abundance for myself and my family. We are irresistible magnets for all that belong to us by divine right. So hope that resonates with you all. We're gonna be Islam. Peace. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. Okay, guys. So I know I put some stuff in the chat earlier. I'm just want to go over it. I put some information in the chat about an opportunity. Some of you have already joined last month. Some of you haven't. So I highly recommend taking a look at Saving Highway Global. Only reason why, because they have a promotion going on this month where they're paying out 100% commission. So with the it's a matrix where, once you get your 3, you help your 3 get their 3. And as we're building, everyone benefits, but you pretty much get 100% commission. So everyone has opportunity to make unlimited $20 and $100 commissions with the Savings Highway Global opportunity. So make sure you guys take a look at that, the presentation for that when you have a chance. And if you're interested in taking advantage and us building together so that we can start helping more people make money, because you need money to do things. You need money to invest. You need money to have things for preparation. You need to be still collecting and accumulating your silver and gold. And so that's what we want to do, try to focus on helping more people get more cash flow in their households. And this is a way to do it with the saving. This is one of the ways to do it with the Savings Highway Global. And then we can scale it up from there, as I've always been talking about, leveraging that, the funds that we earn or make from other opportunities to invest and do the things that we need. We all have a lot of major big plans, and it's going to take money. So we got to be focused on raising capital for the things that we need. Okay. So eventually I'll be speaking with Mother Maria in regards to grant writing and stuff like that. But in the meantime, we still should take advantage of these opportunities that are paying out instantly, daily, weekly, and stuff like that. Leaving no money or no finances on the table. We should be taking advantage of as many opportunities as we can right now, because it's the greatest wealth transfer in the history of the world. So someone had a question. Okay, so we're going to be reading the Correct Your Political Status book. I know a few of you said you had a copy, so I am going to be looking for readers tonight. If you can volunteer, I don't have a problem starting us off. It's a very small, short book, so It shouldn't take us much to get through this. And we've already read it once, but we definitely need to get brushed up on this information so that we can start putting it into action. Um, Lots of different information going around, lots of controversial information going around, you guys. So we're just getting the knowledge and equipping ourselves with the knowledge, and we're gonna all do what we feel the universe is leading and guiding us to do in our own personal lives from there. So I'm gonna start reading Correct Your Political Status. This is by David Robinson. Let's see here. I guess I'll read first.
Mother,
Yes.
is my mother, can you hear me? Because I also have my book, so if you want me to read, I can do that as well.
Okay, no problem. So I'm going to start it off, and then I'll hand it off to you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So correcting your political status, I'm on page 5. Instructions from Anna. This is a basic package everyone needs to fill out and record with the local and land recording office to reclaim his or her birthright or political status and reclaim his or her good name and estate. Please note, do not register anything, only record. So I'm glad we are rereading this because I'm gonna just pause right there. I've listened to it several times yesterday and today as well. Brother Lamont L was on Dr. G's channel yesterday going over the Constitution and the treaties and how they coincide, and how a lot of things that we've been doing, like registering, whether you're registering a vote and stuff like that, it's the wrong thing to do. We should only be recording our documents at the land recording office in your county. Registering, they were talking about people registering their birth certificates to authenticate the birth certificate. So I'm learning that that's actually the wrong thing, that we should that we're not supposed to be authenticating or registering our birth certificates, because you're registering your birth certificate or authenticating it or certifying it, if you want to say, kind of still under the same de facto government, the same de facto corporation. It's not a government, it's a corporation. So I'm glad we are rereading this, because this is just confirming the information that I've been hearing for the past couple of days. Okay, so only record. If your local and land recording district or county land recording office won't record your paperwork, look for a county that will. Often it is only a matter of traveling a few miles or sending it through the mail. This process brings forward the trade name and finds it again, and allows us to reclaim our reversionary trust interest in all the derivative names, free and clear. The deed of reconveyance seizes upon the trade name and returns it back to the land and soil jurisdiction where it belongs. The certificate of assumed name seizes upon the derivative names and returns them to the control of the living woman or man. The act of expatriation explicitly renounces territorial and municipal citizenship and returns the derivative names and accounts back to the land and the soil where they belong. So whether you have a business that you registered as an LLC, a corporation, your birth certificate, your name, which is your straw man name, because it is not you, it is a straw man, known as a fake fictitious dead entity that the corporations are using for their benefit, not yours. Okay. So moving on, it says the baby deed of land recording is to help new parents to put an end to the salvaging of American babies by these corporate vermin. Simply have a third party, grandparent, uncle, family friend do the notarization and record the baby deed as another extension of the father's deed of reconveyance. So it has to be recorded on the father's deed of reconveyance, not the mother. Okay. If the father refuses to claim his trade name in a state or is disabled or dead, the baby deed can be attached to the mother's deed of reconveyance. So if the dad refuses, it can be attached to the mother's at that point. Please note this deed is for any children that you have, not for you as a people. How to notarize. So public notary or notary public. The people now serving as notaries are commissioned by state franchises, so they normally function as notary publics in the international jurisdiction of states. The jurisdiction invoked is indicated by the notary block, the separate portion of the document reserved for them. If it is territorial United States jurisdiction being invoked, the notary block will show that the paperwork is taking place, for example, in the state of Vermont and county of Claiborne. If it is municipal United States jurisdiction being invoked, the notary block will show state of Vermont and county of Claiborne. So the reason why I said it twice, because where it says the territorial United States jurisdiction, that's in the all caps and lower caps letter. And then the municipal United States jurisdiction is the state of Vermont and county of Claiborne in all capital letters. So it's important to know the difference when you're looking at that. All capital letters means it's under the corporation, under the municipal corporation de facto government. But if you want to invoke the land jurisdiction owed to your country, the notary block will show Vermont State and Claiborne County, and ideally the notary will be identified as a public notary. All the paperwork that I recommend other than the birth certificate paperwork will require public notary service, will be a recording, not a registration process, will go to and through a recorder's office, and the place will be a land jurisdiction state like Wisconsin state and a land jurisdiction county like Jackson County in lowercase, not uppercase. Okay, so keep that in mind. 1644 correction, notaries cannot lose their bonds. Among the other disinformation being spread is the idea that notaries could lose their bonds if they witness our act of expatriation. Those making such comments are in true la-la land. All your life, you have been signing for a fictional entity. Your person, a person is a corporation or your straw man. In fact, no state-to-state notary has ever witnessed anything but people signing as persons. So you are not doing anything unusual or wrong or even questionable by signing our paperwork, and neither is the notary doing anything questionable by witnessing it. Here's what you should know. In international jurisdiction, there are lawful persons and legal persons. You got to know the difference, but no living people at all. Therefore, question 1 is, which one are you? Are you a lawful person or a legal person? We settle the first question, a lawful person or a legal person, with the act of expatriation and the deed of reconveyance. We record the facts and create the evidence that the proper name is a lawful person standing on the land and soil of our state. So the question is no longer open to any interpretation, and we are not subject to being mistaken for legal persons and attacked as such. In municipal jurisdiction, there are also only commercial corporations functioning as legal persons. Again, no living people at all. So basically what it's saying is, like, these corporations, they really only supposed to be doing business. It's supposed to be business from people to people, not the corporation. So they are legal persons, which are not lawful persons. And there is a difference between legal and lawful, because lawful is, I mean, legal, like lawful is like the law of the land, the nature's law, natural law. Legal law is just like the stuff they made up, the statutes and codes that they've created in their new constitution, and every state then also created statutes and codes under the state constitution. So question 2 is, where are those persons in all cap, domiciled, and to whom do they belong? So it says we settled question 2 regarding legal persons in all cap with the certificate of assumed name, which reflags the person in all cap as an American person, not Puerto Rican. And then with Form 56, which makes the Secretary of the Treasury responsible for paying the American person's debt, not us. Everyone, including the notaries, need to realize that state notaries, like state sheriffs, do not have any public bonds associated with it. Don't have any public bonds associated with what is, in fact, a private corporate office providing a public service as a paid or unpaid contractor. Instead, state corporations self-insure and have risk management departments. In reality, what this means is that they carry privately liability insurance like any big corporation. You can't lose bonding that you don't have. Okay, so it says you can't lose bonding that you don't have, because they're self-insured. They're just like another corporation, meaning they don't really necessarily have a true bond. We, as the living man and woman, are you guys? So you guys following me? Yes.
Yes, Mother, I think, did you cut out for a second?
I've dropped my book is actually falling apart, so I had to reach down and pick up a piece. But I was saying that we are the ones that actually have a true bond, because we are the real living man and breathing woman. And we're not the de facto or the straw man, as they say or claim that we are. So they don't have a true bond. So it's saying that they're self-insured. They're self-insured as a corporation. Okay. And they have private liability insurance. So it says how to record, moving on. You can record your documents in any county anywhere in America. Prices will vary greatly. Typically, the county recording office will charge you the larger fee for the recording cover sheet and then charge $1 per page after that. Some county recording offices require you to use their recording sheet. Others allow you to use your own. You will want to call the recorder's office ahead of time or visit the website to find out if you can use your own recording sheet or if you are required to use theirs. You will want to get a copy of their form before you record your documents so that you can prepare it properly. The most inexpensive way to record your documents is to do so as many as possible together. If you do the documents separately, you will pay the expensive cover sheet recording fee each time, and that can add up to hundreds of dollars. If you are doing separate recordings, you want to be sure to link your documents together on the recording sheet. Some recording offices have reference documents linking, or you can set up your own numbering system and record as an addendum to the original recording. Again, you will want to ask the recording office what is the most efficient way to keep the documents linked and tracked together. If you are filing all of your documents together, you will need to put them in the following order. First comes the deed of reconveyance, then is the certificate of assumed name, then is your act of expatriation with your John Doe name, and then acts act of expatriation with your John M. Doe name, all caps, remember. So you're basically just doing all derivatives of your name, pretty much. And then you're doing an act of expatriation, John Mark Doe. So your full name with your middle, last, and middle, your first, middle, and last name in all caps. And then you're going to do a cancellation of all prior powers of attorney. Then you do a Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act form, a DNA paramount claim, a marriage paperwork, baby deed of land recording, diagram of the fraud, which it says is optional. So moving on, it talks about how to autograph. It says for your deed of reconveyance, you should autograph your name in red ink. For your deed of conveyance, you should autograph your name in blue ink. Here is the guidance from Anna. They, the new immigrants, are starting out at sea in the international jurisdiction of the sea and conveying themselves to our land jurisdiction for the first time. Therefore, they used blue ink. Okay. When we reconvey back to the land jurisdiction of our state, we are giving notice to the sea jurisdiction authorities that we are back home on the land where we started out, which is why we sign in red and record the paperwork. And record the paperwork, not register. We are native to these shores, not foreigners. We came from here and we are returning home, coming back after being shanghaied. The new immigrants are foreigners coming from overseas for the first time ever. Does it make sense that a person who goes on a sea voyage and then returns home is in a different position than a person who goes on a sea voyage and lands in a foreign country? Okay, so we use red ink and new immigrants use blue ink because we are starting out from different places. We are natives and they are naturalized. We come from this land and return to this land. They come from over the sea and come ashore here. End of story. For all other documents, you should autograph your name in blue ink. Be sure to include your copyright symbol after your name. Do not forget your red thumbprint seal. And when editing the templates, be sure to remove the word seal from the document. The autograph should be by first name. It should say, I'm gonna turn my camera on so I can show it to you guys, but you all should have the book. See that. But basically it's by semicolon, first name, copyright symbol, then your red thumbprint should touch your autograph, and then you should put all rights reserved without prejudice. So that's how you sign. This is how we should be signing documents, guys. All right. So
Islam,
I have the book, but I can't see your screen.
right.
Couldn't see it. Oh, sorry.
Mother Shay Marie, any way you can take a photocopy and put that in the telegram?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, I could do that. So Mother Mia, if you want, you can pick up on number 928, basic package of edible forms.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Number 928, basic package of edible forms. And then she gives you a download and the link. So if you have the book, she gives you where you can get the forms that you can edit. And the package should go, you should have in the packet recording, cover sheet, deed of reconveyance, deed of conveyance, certificate of assumed name, act of expatriation, John Doe, act of expatriation, John M. Doe, all the derivatives of your name in all caps. Cancellation of all prior powers of attorney, Article 928 example. And then it says FSIA, paramount claim of the life and the estate of Evelyn Jane Carter, edible. Well, they're just telling you what the forms that you can edit. Match paperwork, baby deed of land recording, new diagram of fraud 2019. And she's saying that there's a PDF, but that's optional. On the next page, it says birth certificate. Step 1, birth certificate authentication. Really, I can't speak. 791, step by step. What you've all been screaming for, part 1. And then she has the link. So yeah, if you guys get the book, it'll be really good because she gives you all these links as to where you can get all this information. Step 1, sit down and look at your birth certificate and understand what it is and how it functions. It has 2 basic functions. First, the birth certificate is an insurance indemnity receipt, which is required under the Lieber Code Hague Convention. They have to give you an indemnity receipt for the property that they are stealing from you, essentially an insurance policy guaranteeing that your property won't be harmed as a result of their use of it. This makes you the subjuree, the insured party and priority creditor of your own estate in all capital holdings, okay? That registration, underlined, as opposed to recording, creates a separate person, all caps, name, after you've given your trade name, yet owned and operated by a franchise of the municipal United States, which is the all cap, which is a corporation. The separate government of Washington, D.C., operated as an international city-state by the members of Congress. So basically what they're saying is Washington, D.C. is its own separate city-state, and it is basically the head of the straw man everything. When you get your birth certificate authenticated by the United States of America, in upper and lower case, State Department, you find out for sure which federal corporation is issuing the birth certificate that you have been issued. In most cases, it would be a state of state, all caps, like the state of Washington. But in some cases, it will be federal departments such as the Department of Defense. Second, the birth certificate is a bond, literally. It is a bond issued against the value of the estate, your all caps, or more recently, the public transmitting utility asset that belongs to you. A bond is an IOU, a promise to pay under stipulated conditions. You have the certificate proving that you are the actual owner of the asset being bonded, but until and unless you claim your exemption from their system of things, the benefit of the bond goes to the state of state in all capital, or the department in all capital. In other words, it goes back to the corporation that is ensuring your purloined property against losses or damages. Now, notice a couple of other things about your birth certificate that prove that what I, Anna, am telling you is true. A, there are 2 prominent dates displayed on the certificate. One is your actual birthday, and the other is the file date of the all cap person, your strawman person. A corporate municipal franchise was created and replaced you as the beneficiary of your own assets. So you, the living man or woman, have a birthday, and the corporation franchise all cap person has a birth date, which is always a few days or weeks after your birthday. In effect, the birth certificate records the death of your claim to your own person, to your own estate and trade name, and the birth of the federal person claim upon your assets. So basically, when you have your birthday, it's saying that the natural person is born, and then a few days or a few weeks after your birthday, you get a certificate, which means they literally, on paper, killed the flesh and blood person and created a fictitious straw man in your place. You are always the holder in due course, the party having the first claim, first in line, first in time, to the trade name and estate. But if you don't claim it or know how to claim it, you are out of luck and disinherited. B, the birth certificate, in all caps, is signed by the registrar, an officer of the probate court, which proves that your estate was probated. Isn't that something? The living American state national, for example, the Minnesotan name William Bales Jensen, in upper and lowercase, was taken off the title of his natural estate and his natural nationality, and the political status was changed to that of William Bales Jensen, in all caps, a federal municipal franchise corporation and a quote unquote citizen of the United States. That is, a citizen under the diversity clause of the old federal code, which allows corporations to be citizens. So that's saying Coca-Cola is a citizen. Isn't that something? Okay.
Yes, it is. If you that's why I was saying, if you go back and listen to Lamont L on Dr. G's channel yesterday, it was actually from 2 days ago, but and how he's breaking down the treaties, breaking down the Constitution, breaking down the meaning of these terms. This is why we have to know the meanings of these words. Because yes, they are a citizen, because it's a corporation, and his
corporation, right?
His the way he breaks it down will help you understand and understand what is basically how they are citizens, because they are citizens of the United States, which is the corporation that they created, which was a treaty that was drawn up between the Majesty of Morocco, the Emperor of Morocco, and the United States. And so you got to go listen to that video and listen to how he makes sense. A lot of people don't know that America is actually Morocco. So in the treaty, Treaty of Peace of Friendship, it actually shows that it says that the United States was given some type of jurisdiction. I can't remember the words for words, but it was in Morocco, not in America or anything like that. It was in Morocco. This is what the treaty says. So that's why they're citizens. So it
and
all makes
also
sense now.
Also, I was going through, like, during my studies, and it showed that after 1776, when America, supposedly had their independence, George Washington actually wrote a letter to the Sultan of Morocco, but he addressed it to New York.
Yeah.
So when I first saw it, I was like, okay, why is he writing to the Sultan of Morocco saying, I got your money? Well, right now I don't have your money, but I'm good for it. But
Right.
he was writing to the Sultan in New York. So so the Sultan of Morocco was here living in New York at the time.
Right.
So that's very interesting. And this was supposedly after 1776. So why was he writing to the Sultan of Morocco talking about, I still owe you money, if this was a free country? Anyway, a lot of stuff. Okay, C, the birth certificate is issued on bond paper, giving you silent notice that the asset name on the face of the document, your unlawfully converted estate assets, including the copyright to your trade name, your land, your labor, everything that you could ever own, has been seized upon and bonded by the organization issuing the certificate. The process of false probate just described the results in the unlawful conversion of your name and estate assets. Makes you a U.S. citizen instead of an American state national, removes you from the jurisdiction of the land, and deprives you of your constitutional protections, making you indebted and obligated to pay bills of foreign corporations and otherwise play havoc with you and your entire country. E. This is done without your knowledge or consent, without your parents' knowledge or consent, and the people doing this to you are on your payroll, supposed to be rendering you good faith services the whole while. Because you don't know that this is being done to you and that these false claims against you are being made, you have no opportunity to object them, much less delve through it to review all of the lies and claims, your exemption, and exercise your indemnity. Now, a few further notes. For many years, the vermin seized upon your given Christian trade name, as you were taught to print it in first grade with a first name, a middle name, and a last name written in upper and lower case, like this: John Michael Doe, upper and lower case. Their federal franchise was structured as a SESQV estate trust, operated under the same name written in all capital letters, as in John Michael Doe in all caps. Most recently, the vermin have tried to change their stripes, and instead of creating their fictional persons as SESQV estate trust, they have been, I know that's crazy. Okay, they have been,
I'm sorry. That's the
SESQV.
KQV. Yeah.
Thank you. They have been creating public transmitting utility franchises named after you instead. How can you tell the difference? The estate trusts are all named with the full first, middle, and last names appearing in all capital letters, like John Michael Doe. The public transmitting utilities appears with only a middle initial, but still in all capital letters, like as in John M. Doe instead of John Michael Doe. Please note that any name and any style that uses only a middle initial is not a legal name. It is meaningless and void for lack of specificity. What was that John Michael Doe in upper lowercase, or was that John Mark Doe, or John Marvin Doe, or John Maxwell Doe, or? You can always call the vermin on that, because lack of specificity destroys the existence of any jurisdiction, actual or fictional. A claim against such a name entity can only stand if you assume it is your name and accept the charges without objecting. This technically is not the essence of the problem, nor your strongest defense. This is just to point out that what they are doing is blatantly, obviously, on the face of it, illegal. You don't need any rocket science to prove that this is what it is, nor any other cause to object. If you raise this objection and they proceed against you, they are dead meat upon appeal, a fact that may not be known to you, but which is written in stone above their heads. If you don't properly identify the parties, you have no claim. Now that you know what the birth certificate is and what its functions are, it will make more sense to you that you need to get it verified as a genuine document. And this is where the process of authentication comes in. Why authentication and why not apostille or a certification? Countries that are signers on the Hague Convention uses apostille to verify genuine documents passing between themselves. Countries that are not part of the Hague Conventions use authentications for the same purposes. Certification is an in-house domestic equivalent of a guarantee and isn't strong enough for international use. The United States of America, in upper and lower case, never signed the Hague Convention. The United States did. Okay, that makes a difference. The United States of America never signed a hate convention, but the United States did. Okay. As a result, the documents issued by or pertaining to the United States of America and its international functions have to be authenticated, while documents issued by or pertaining to the United States have to be apostilled. Both processes serve the same purpose of verifying the record and the paper. When you act as an American state national, you are acting under the auspice of the United States of America. So when you are ready to reclaim your assets and exercise your exemptions, you use documents that are authenticated. If you were an actual federal employee or dependent and acting under the auspice of the United States, Inc., as a franchisee of the municipal government or as a citizen of the territorial government, you would use documents that are apostilled. Okay, that makes sense. All that is the reason why you go through the turkey trot of getting your records officially verified and why you need to do this correctly. I recommend getting at least 2, if not 3 copies of your birth certificate ordered from the vital statistics people. Keep 1 and send 2 to the State Secretary of State and ask for an authentication to do business in Indonesia. Okay. A non-Hague Convention country. They will add a cover sheet, signature, and seal, guaranteeing that the attached birth certificate is genuine. Next, take the state authenticated document and send them to the United States of America Secretary of State office in DC and request the same service, authentication of the birth certificate for the use in Indonesia. Each authentication requires a small fee. At the end of the day, you get back a 3-page document. The original birth certificate you got from Vital Statistics, a State Secretary of State cover page, and on top of that, a yellow heavyweight cover page from the USA Secretary of State office. That yellow page verifies the authenticity of the State Secretary of State's guarantee, and it tells you explicitly which federal entity, state of state, franchisee, or department issued the indemnity receipt and is responsible for guaranteeing your exemption from all this rot. Now, finally, you have proof in your hand of what has been done to you, who did it to you, who is liable for it. You have the lawnmower, and now all you need is the grass. My grandmother used to say that. Do you want me to keep reading?
I can pick up from here if you like.
Okay.
Okay. Step-by-step instructions for authentication process. Number 1, order your certified birth certificate through Vital Records online from your birth state. The general link is https://vitalrec.com. So I don't know how valid this website is, because I know we go to I've never been to that website, but I've always been told it was Vital Check, CHEK.com.
Yeah, I got mine through Vital Check.
Yeah, Vital Check. So I don't know how valid this website is they're talking about in the book, but Vital Check is where you normally want to go through right here. You can get from any state, whatever state you're in. This is where you can get your birth certificates from, death certificates, and stuff like that. So that's that. Request several certified copies. I suggest minimum of 3, but probably 5 is better. These will be printed on bond paper. So it should be printed on bond paper.
Mother, Shay, and I just want to let people know that the bond paper, if you look at it, it's the paper that has like the red and blue like fibers running through them. That's what the bond paper is.
Okay, thank you for that. Number two, once you receive the certified bond copies, you will go to the Secretary of State website for most states. However, in some states, for example, Hawaii, you will need to locate the correct department for authentication. You will fill out the form on the Secretary of State or authorized office website to request each birth certificate to be authenticated. So I just did this the other day. And so normally what you would just do, I looked up because I'm in Michigan, so I just looked up apostille. And you could do this for your state because I did it for my husband's as well. Apostille for Michigan or California. He's from California, so we did California or Michigan, and you just put in your state and it'll actually pull up the link. How do I obtain an apostille or certificate of? So that's where you want to go to the .gov of your state and get that information, which is the apostille. So just want to clarify that. You will fill out the form on the Secretary of State or authorized website to request each birth certificate to be authenticated. At the very least, send them certified mail return receipts. But it is recommended to send them registered mail because your documents are in possession of a postal service employee at all times. Please note, some states will only provide an apostille, for example, California. You will need to request travel to a non-Hague country such as Indonesia to have an apostille correct. So it says, please note, some states will only provide an apostille. For example, California, you will need to request travel to a non-Hague country such as Indonesia to have the apostille correct. 3, once you receive these authenticated birth certificates back from the Secretary of State, you will then send them to the U.S. Department to be authenticated. Here is the link to the website, to the form, and the address to send them to. Send a check or money order for $8 for each birth certificate to be authenticated. So the website information that you're sending it to is quite long, you guys, but it's https://travel.state.gov/content/travel-legal-consideration. So I'm gonna put this in the chat too because it's a lot. It says form to fill out is the eforms.state.gov forms DS4194 PDF. So I'll put all of that in the chat. I'll take a snap picture of it so you guys can look at it. What if your birth certificate name is not in all capital letters? Some states are using birth certificates with proper case name. In that case, you will use the name assigned on the birth certificate and follow the other steps accordingly. Hand carry option for U.S. Department authentication. This option below will have Tony Azuzzi hand carry your birth certificate to Sterling, Virginia office for U.S. State Department authentication. Please note, they only open their office from 8 to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. The fee for this service is $40, which includes the State Department fee. Multiple copies are $30 each. 3 birth certificates equals $90. You must mail the documents in a large envelope using Federal Express or FedEx and must include an envelope filled out with a return address, postage prepaid. So all Tony has to do once he gets the documents authenticated is put it in the envelope provided and mail it back. The authenticated document will have a brass ring attached to it. Allow up to 3 days turnaround plus mailing time. So I'm guessing that this probably will be a faster process for allowing Tony Azuzzi from Washington, D.C. to do it for you, to walk it there. So it says step 2, assign U.S. Secretary of the Treasury as the straw man's fiduciary. How to correct your political status and why. So there's a link for that.
Mother,
Mhm.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because now, because of everything that's going on and people are saying that there's nobody in these offices,
Right.
would this process still apply?
That would be a good question. And Tony Azuzzi's number is on here. We don't even know. I don't even know how old this book is. So we don't even know if he's still in business or not. But there is a phone number on here that we possibly can contact and see if we can get somebody on the phone.
Okay, because it looks like the book was copyrighted
Copyright
2019.
219, yeah. So yeah.
So maybe it's still okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. So
Can I chime in on that real quick?
sure.
Because I was starting to look into this process too. I don't even know that it's relevant. I'm sorry, because I'm the only one here from California. But when I went onto the website, I noticed that everything is happening through a Dropbox. So that's all. Sorry.
Well, that's fine. I mean, if that's the way they wanted to do it, and they probably did it that way because of COVID stuff. So, I mean, if that's the way that it's getting done, then I mean, you just have to do it that way.
But I have noticed that a lot of these courts are not happening. Yeah, they're closed or you can't get people on the phone. I
Mm.
was dealing with another legal issue
Mhm.
that just abruptly got completely dismissed without prejudice.
Wow.
I was so ready to go to war, but I didn't have to. So yeah. And when I called to double check the status, just to be sure, the lady was clearly working from her home with her husband in the background and dog barking. It was very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I've
was
had
finna
to.
say that's California for you.
Mhm.
That's the norm. I mean, I haven't seen anything this crazy since COVID started.
Right. Okay. So, moving forward, it says, how to correct your political status and why. Please note, the information below is corrected and updated to apply to American state nationals. In the original article, it had instructions to create a Treasury direct account using the registered mail number. This is for US citizens only, not for American state nationals. If you accidentally requested this, simply send a notice of correction letter to, to Secretary Mnuchin. The template is located below. So is Mnuchin still in office?
No, Mnuchin
Okay,
is
so we
not
gotta
there and
do,
somebody else.
yeah, the secretary that's there now. Yeah, okay. So it says you have been mischaracterized and defrauded, and you have prima facie evidence that readily available. You think of it as your birth certificate, but it really is not. It is a certification that a federal municipal person, in all caps, was created and named after you. And that at one point in your life, you were a real American. You were born on your birth date, but the municipal person, in all caps, has a birth date which is several days or weeks later, the filing date shown on the certificate. Note that the birth certificate is printed on bond paper. It is a security instrument. Also note that it has been signed by the registrar, an officer of the probate court. This is prima facie evidence that your earthly estate was probated when you were only a few days or weeks old, and that it was seized upon by the state of, I'm in Michigan, or the state of, in all caps, and operated for its benefit from that time on. So step 2, ditch the federal municipal person, all cap, and the responsibilities and obligations associated with it. You need to get the birth certificate certified, and then you need to endorse it and surrender it to the U.S. Secretary of Treasury. Please note the 2 dots between the U and the S, the U.S. Treasury, and makes, so it says, please note the 2 dots between the U and the S, the U.S. Treasury, and make Stephen Mnuchin the fiduciary responsible for IT. So of course, this needs to be updated obviously now. So whatever the Secretary of State is at this time. The endorsement is simple but exact. The certified birth certificate that the birth state Secretary of State sends back to you will have a cover page riveted or hard stapled and firmly attached to the front of the birth certificate. Please note, in some cases, the state may use just a certified seal. For example, Washington, every state is different. Leave that cover page attached and on the front of the BC itself in the upper left-hand corner, and in red ink write accepted by drawee and signed it by your upper lowercase signature and date it. Then turn the BC over, and on the back anywhere write in red ink, paid to the order of the United States of America, U.S. Treasury, without recourse, and again write by your upper and lowercase signature and date it. So I'm gonna snap some pictures of this, guys, and I'm gonna put it in the chat for you. Next comes Form 56, which is the IRS form called Notice of Fiduciary Relationship. This is your notice to the Secretary of State, which it has in here, Mnuchin, that you are making him and his office responsible for the person named after you. The Form 56 is very simple. The name of the person, in all caps, is the name of the BC which you are returning to the Treasury. The name of the fiduciary is the Secretary of State. Secretary of the Treasury, you can look up the address online. I believe it is 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20. Section AF, Other Public Commercial Trust Administration. Section B4, check A, B, and H. Other, it says, okay. So you need to fill out section A, where it says Other Public Commercial Trust Administration. Then for section B, it says to check A, B, and H, other, and just say all forms that may be necessary. On the back, which is part 2, 7C, under other, it says you want to put surrender of federal person, which is in all caps, to the U.S. Treasury. Like I said, I'm going to make copies of this and put it in the chat for you. On the back part, part 3, which is court and administrative proceedings, you want to enter the name and address of the agency issuing the birth certificate. The date proceedings initiated will be the file date, which is never your birth date, but a few days or weeks later. The docket number will be the state file number on the BC. The time will be the time you were actually born, and the place of other proceedings will be the USA. On the back, part 5, you put your signature, is where you want to write the word by, BY, and then like a byline to a newspaper story. So you put you're writing, it's like you're starting making your signature, guys, in upper and lower case, authorized representative next to it, and the date. So you want to write authorized representative next to your signature and put the date. Underneath the Islam.
Yeah, mother, with all seriousness, I think we finna make a lot of people quit their jobs because all these steps that we have to take is making me wondering, how many people that actually work there knows these steps. You know what I'm saying? Because they probably so laid back. And then we come with all this paperwork and start bombarding them with it. I think a lot of people are going to start quitting their jobs. And I'm serious. We need to do it like
Well, I'm
that.
quite sure it's already been happening. That's probably why a lot of Mother Maria was saying
Mm-hmm.
about they talking about sending to the lockbox or whatever like that, because they probably
Right.
are short staffed, especially because of this COVID thing, and they probably been short staffed, but
Right.
they just covered it up with this COVID shit. So I agree. I definitely agree.
Hello, mother.
Yes.
I sent you the step-by-step list in the Telegram for the ones who don't have the book.
Oh, okay. Let me see. You share.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah, I sent it to you in your Telegram.
I see it now.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah. Wow. So I don't have to take pictures now. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put this in the chat, guys. Thank you, mother.
Hey, that's when you got good backup.
You're welcome.
It's the dream work.
That's right.
Cool. All right, so I will forward this over to everyone in a second. I might have to do it from my phone, so give me a moment.
And forgive me for that interruption there.
Problem. Appreciate it. So where was I at? Okay, yeah. Underneath the signature is a blank space. It is appropriate to say that you wish to be indemnified against claims or losses under the sovereign U.S. private register indemnity bond. And it has a bond number on here. This is basically a bond posted in behalf of all actual states of the Union and all the people living in the states, insuring them against any further claims related to the municipal persons they have surrendered back to Mnuchin or the Secretary of State. It says, and that is that you have now surrendered the municipal citizen back to whence it came, which is your straw man, and you have insured yourself against any other claims or losses or charges brought against that person, in all caps. Along with the Form 56, you should include a brief letter stating that it is your instruction to operate exclusively under 100% commercial liability and without benefit of any limited liability or benefit of the Public Charitable Trust, PCT. You are going to send this package of documents via registered mail to the Treasury. Each red and white registered mail label available with instructions at all post offices is unique and has an alphanumerical identifier to track it. Also ask him to settle all debts and charges related to your name. Thank him for his time and attention. Well, that was a royal pain, and you shouldn't have ever been entrapped and obligated by your employees in the first place. Right, your employees, not employers. i.e. get the word, the difference in the word. But now you have taken action to sever the presumption or to sever the presumption that you are volunteering to act as a federal municipal citizen, and nobody can say otherwise. From now on, IT or Mr. Mnuchin or whoever the Secretary of State is at this moment, their problem, and I'm sorry, from now on, it's their problem, and you are indemnified against any further claims or complaints related to the straw man. Step-by-step instructions for assigning your straw man fiduciary. 1, take one certified birth certificate to the state Secretary of State. I'm sorry, take one certified birth certificate that the birth state Secretary of State sends back to you. It will have a cover page riveted and hard stapled and firmly attached to the front of the BC. You leave that cover page attached, and on the front of the BC itself, in the upper left-hand corner and in red ink, you write, accepted by drawee, and sign it by your, put by, colon, your upper and lowercase signature, and date it. Along with, always when you're signing, you're putting the copyright symbol behind your signature, okay? Turn the BC over, and on the back anywhere write, pay to the order of the United States of America, U.S. Treasury, without recourse. Again, write by, colon, your upper and lowercase signature with the copyright symbol, and date it. 3, next comes the Form 56, which is the form the IRS called Notice of Fiduciary Relationship. This is your notice to the Secretary of State at this time that you are making him and his office responsible for the person, in all caps, named after you. Okay. That can be found at the website www.irs.gov/pub or pub, as for public, /irs-pdf/f56.pdf. So if somebody can pull that up and put it in the chat, that would be wonderful. The Form 56 is very simple. The name of the person is the name of the BC, which you are returning to the Treasury. The name of the fiduciary is the Secretary of State at the Washington, D.C. address. Section A, so this is all basically like repeating itself, doing the same steps that you did to assign the Secretary of State as the straw man's fiduciary, assigning your straw man's fiduciary. Okay, so yeah, it is basically the same steps. But moving on, it says on the back, part 3, court administrative proceedings, enter the name and address of the agency issuing the BC. The date proceeding initiated will be the file date, which is never your birthday, but a few days or weeks later, basically repeating itself. So I'm going to skip over this because it's just basically repeating the same steps that we already went over.
Islam.
Had anything to say? Yes, sir.
Is that the same steps that we were just talking about for the back taxes and things like that? Is that the same process? Or is it similar?
This is just correcting your political status. This has nothing to do with taxes. This is like the beginning, where you need to start.
Oh, okay, because I heard you mention something about the IRS. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, because the IRS plays a whole part in it too. So this is like a third part after you've authenticated everything with the Secretary of Treasury, then you fill out the form to let the IRS know what you're doing. Because remember, there's 2 sides to the IRS, 2 sides to the government. We've been on the wrong side. We've been operating on the wrong side with the IRS, which we supposed to be just basically filling out some type of paperwork that gives them the authorization to release our credits. And that's basically what it is, because everything is already paid. So this is the paperwork to get those processes started. Then,
Islam Mother,
yes,
because now that the IRS has been dissolved and now it's a part of the Treasury,
right.
now I'm wondering, is that still, the same process?
It's probably not going to be the same process. So like some of this stuff, you guys, we definitely gonna have to look up the updated processes. And I actually have someone that I'm connected to who I can find out what those updated processes would be, as far as once we start dealing with the treasury and the taxes and stuff like that.
Because also because all these steps sound very familiar, because I did these steps like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent off everything when everything, even when those buildings were still up and running. And and I sent everything, like with the registered mail, so I could have the return receipt. And they did get it because somebody signed it, and the return card came back to me. But then when I started doing things with the Treasury, of course, everybody's like, I even called them to say, hey, did you get the paperwork? And of course, nobody knows anything of what's going on. And I don't know. We're just, you know what I mean? Then you get the runaround. So I think also that's something that we can look into as well. Like when we get the runaround, what can be our, because all these steps that you're talking about, because I did get the paperwork back from the state, and it does have this big yellow paper, and it has the raised seal from New York. And in New York, you have to get apostillized, you do have to get apostillized. So I ended up having to, get recorded, the birth certificate recorded, and then I had to take it to New York State. And I had to send mine to Guam at the time. It was Guam. And and then once I got all that paperwork, got the packet ready, and I listed everything that was in the packet. And then I sent it off to 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue. And then, of course, everybody just conveniently got amnesia. I'm like, really? So, of course, so now to this very day, I don't know if they, did anything, at the Treasury, because then when I started, trying to do offsets, then, of course, everybody's like, nope, I don't know what you're talking about. So now it's making me wonder if any of my stuff got to the Treasury, So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's something that would be, interesting, because I did call around to say, hey, did you get this? Hey, did you get this? And of course, nobody, and again, when you got low level people who, it's like the brother said, you got low level people who don't really know, they don't want to be bothered. So they just kind of, put it off to the side or whatever. So I guess that's something that, would be good to look into again. And I still have all my paperwork, so maybe I could just copy it, and be like, okay, listen, no, this is a copy of everything I sent you. Why isn't anything being offset? But then, like you said, when a lot of people start, sending in paperwork, so I guess we'll see.
To my understanding, there's a way that it's supposed to be done. It's supposed to actually be done through the bank. This is per research that I've been coming across this week, thanks to the great divine just sending me the answers along the way as we take this journey, you guys. So like I said, a lot of what we've been doing is just wrong. It's all backwards. It's discombobulated, and so that's why we run around like chickens with our heads cut off trying to figure it out, because they wanted to confuse us. So a lot of the transactions and paying off our debts and offsetting our debts and stuff like that, there's a certain particular way that we have to go and create an account with the bank to allow them to handle all of those transactions for us, along with the Secretary of State and the IRS. So I will be, as I get more knowledgeable about it, I'll be sharing it with you all as well, most definitely.
Okay, because I actually did try to go down to the bank too, and she's like, "I'm
Mhm.
not doing that," and I'm like, "Well, I could report you to the CID if I really wanted to
Right.
go, but you know, and she's just like, "Well, I'm not going to do it," which is funny because there was, somebody that was there that was melanated. He's like, "Wait a minute, I'll help her, I'll do it," But of course, then and I'll be on intercepted him, and it's like, "No, we're not doing that." So they kind of know something because the melanated person was like, "Sure, let's give it a try, let's run it through here," and
Uh,
the albino was like, "No, we're not doing it." I'm like, "Really? Okay." So it's interesting, you
where-
know where how one was getting ready to do it, and said, at least let us try to run it through. And then another one's like, no. So yeah, I would be interested in knowing, how, I'm bold. I'll be like, look, this is what I got. You need to run this, and of course, they're like, because they don't know what to do, but a lot of banks do. So I mean,
right.
I
Well,
live in
you're not supposed to, you're actually supposed to be talking with like the executors of the bank, not the workers, because they don't know. They're not trained. They're only trained to do the de facto shit that we've all been taught to do. So it's the CEOs, the managers of these banks and
yeah.
corporations that actually know the proper
It
procedure.
was
So these are the
Yeah, it
ones
was
that
the
you want to
manager.
contact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
So
the manager. It was her
Yeah.
underling who was willing to do it, but the manager said no. The bank manager was like, "No, we're not going to do it."
Islam, Islam.
Islam.
Yeah, because you remember they were saying that you're supposed to go ask for the bank manager.
Right.
And if they don't conduct the services by them being a depository, you can turn around and file it with the courts.
Mm.
Really?
Yes. That's why they always say
So
ask for what executive manager of the bank. And like we're saying,
yeah,
the
she was
low
the
line
bank
people,
manager.
they don't know. Yeah, they don't know.
Right.
That's why I say I believe once we really get this ball rolling with everybody
Mhm.
that wants to do it, I think we're going to cause a little confusion with these jobs out here.
Mm.
Mm. Well, because my whole thing is if hospitals, and I've seen people, come into the hospitals with just their birth certificate, not even and nothing else, just the birth certificate. And I'm thinking, like, if the business office or the finance office knows what to do with these birth certificates, you're going to tell me a bank doesn't?
Right.
I kind of find that hard to believe because I've, seen people come in to get stuff done just with their birth certificate, and the finance department just run it off their bond. Take it off
Damn,
their bond.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They
Mm.
know how to go into that TTNL system and
I
pull
was
it
just
out.
hearing something like that the other day. So this is just confirmation, guys. Like,
Yeah, so
make
they know
sure.
how to run it right. So if a hospital knows how to do this,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna tell me a bank doesn't?
Right, right.
I think she just wasn't trying to.
I think
So
the banks that we need to probably stick with are just, like Bank of America, Chase Bank, banks like that, these major banks, because they know.
okay, so I went to Bank of America. Okay, you see, I've been busy. I'm not taking no
Right.
for an answer. So I went to Bank of America with my nationality card,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to open up, like a non-interest bearing, checking account,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't know what to put it under.
Mm.
So, and then they was like, when I, showed them my nationality card, and this was Bank of America, I wasn't really sure about what to put it under. So, um, so I kind of thought that was interesting. So maybe that's something we can discuss, outside of.
Absolutely. So
Put our heads together.
oh, definitely, it's another brother I've been that fell in my lap. I've been watching this week. My husband has been watching them too. If you guys want to look up his channel on YouTube, it's called The People's Remedy. But he's breaking down actually how he's supposed to be doing banking procedures and stuff like that, and getting our stuff. Um, it's supposed to be what is the word?
I don't know, but it's good.
Accord and satisfaction is the word that it is. It's a phrase called accord and satisfaction. And so definitely you want to take a look at that's basically like when you letters, it's supposed to be letters and documents that we're supposed to be drawing up ourselves when we get um bills in the mail and stuff like that. It's just particular types of wording and legal and lawful wording that you have to know in order to be able to enforce this stuff. So definitely check him out. It's called The People's Remedy. And I was somebody came up with an idea. He does have like courses or whatever that he has on his website, and they're like $150 a month and $1,050 for 6 months or something like that. So someone in another group that I was in came up with an idea of us maybe going in together on these courses, and working at it together as a group of people versus one person just paying for it. We can all pitch in for the cost of it. So you guys let me know what you think
Yeah,
about that. Islam.
Islam. Yeah, and that could be a very great tool that we all can pitch into that and do it. And then,
Yeah.
like, maybe it's up to you, Mother. We can rotate the Thursdays, from reading to discussing the topic, his classes or whatever,
Right.
because you know more about it and you have more time. So that was just an idea I was throwing out there.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So you guys let me know what you guys think about that.
Because the guy is very good. They can go in and listen to him a little bit.
Yeah.
And find out that he is real knowledgeable, and he breaks it down on how to do it. So if we get to like the 6-month class, and then we just go over everything like every other Thursday or however you want to do it, Mother.
Right.
Mother Shay, I have to go because I do have another meeting, but
Okay.
that sounds like a plan. So, whatever you guys decide, just let me know because I'm bold. I'll march down there. I'll be like, no, we need to do this.
Right.
And I almost got it done too. So, there's something to it. So, it's that the guy was intercepted. So, so there's, and so, okay. But I do have to go, but yes, definitely.
No problem, Mother.
Let me know. Peace and love, and whatever you guys decide to come up with. Okay,
we'll definitely keep you updated.
Okay, thank you, Mother. Islam, everyone.
Islam, you have a good evening.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, guys, we're not going to continue reading. Basically, we're just gonna, you guys, we can take what we read tonight and get started. Everybody individually got to do this. So start getting your mind prepared, getting in the mindset of getting it. Because I understand it's like, why the fuck we got to do all of this shit?
Right.
But
right.
it's like we just gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta.
It's a lot. And then I just sent you some more stuff on to your Telegram, Mother.
Okay.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys. You don't know, because Mother does a lot of research, and a lot of times I get home, I don't even mess with her. She's so involved with what she does, and you don't know, by doing that, that's a great help to her, and I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. It's a lot. I'm like, why we gotta be the workhorse to do everything? We already tired. We still gotta keep
right.
more work.
Exactly.
It can be overwhelming, but We got to start somewhere.
Right. Yes, we do.
Can we get reimbursed for all this? Like for all the copies and stuff you buy? Can you get reimbursed on the back end?
That's a
It
good
should
question.
be
I
already.
believe that you can, because no, Bruce has made statements that he has gotten reimbursed. So yes, I believe you can.
Okay.
I always miss his videos. Every time he come up, I try to go into his videos, and it always kick me out.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You just go back to, I think I know what you're talking about. When you get the notification,
Yes.
yeah, that happens to me too. You just gotta go to his page and go back to the video, whatever. Cause yeah, it just does that to me too on the notification. You click on it and then it says you can't be seen or something. But then if you go to his page and then click on the actual, because that does that to me on a lot of people's lives when they're actually live.
Oh, okay. So I have a lot of videos to look at because I gotta go back.
Yeah, I saw you in the comments on Brother Ricardo page. He shouted you out too. Shouted out your comments you made. I
Yeah.
was like BJ Martin. I'm like, oh, that's Brother Martin. Look at her.
Yeah, I was on his page when he went live, and
Mhm.
yeah, because I go in and go into the Runners app and everything, which I still need to go and check my corgi because I still hadn't claimed my stuff yet, but I'm sure it has grown a lot since the last time I
Yeah.
claimed. So, but yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all that's why no nightclub knows my name. I got too much studying to do.
Mm.
I know who put that up, talking about man cave and put study. Was that you, mother?
Yeah, I had posted that. No man cave, a study library. Oh,
I hear you.
guess
I
what? Oh, we gotta get that library word out of our minds too. Cause who was that? Rod Hayes wrote it down. It's a library, LIE library. So we gotta figure out another word for that shit.
So what should we use?
I don't know.
You know,
The
interesting
Moors call it like erudite or something. So say an erudite shelf, or I don't know, erudite room.
what does erudite mean?
Erudite apparently has something to do with educating yourself. So let's look it up because I know on like the on the Enforce Your Constitution page, on the Moorish American Consulate page, they call it erudite, which is just basically having or showing great knowledge or learning characterized by extensive reading or knowledge, well instructed. So yeah.
Cool.
Oh wow.
I might have a problem with pronouncing it, but I get it.
We'll have to remember that. So you
Right.
have to put that in the Telegram chat, mother.
Okay.
That way we can start using it. We got to change our language.
Our language, absolutely. I want to get that book. It's called Wardship something by Taj Tariq Bey. I saw it on RV Bay's website. Hold on, I'm about to pull that up too, because Maurice L was saying yesterday it's a good book so that you can learn the words that you're using and learn how the words are being used against you so that you will know how to use them where they will be used for you. It's called Wardship Dispeller. So let's look that up. Wardship Dispeller. So they got it on here for like $9.
Oh, okay.
Afford it. All right.
By Taj Tariq Bey.
Are you
And
on
it's-
Amazon? Or what are you on?
Seems like
This
everything
is
we
on
need is-
RB Bay Publications.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you put that link in the chat too, mother?
Yep, I'm about to do it now.
Okay.
Okay.
I ordered that book called Black Skin White Mask.
Mm-hmm.
I just got it today. I can't wait to start reading that one too.
Wow. Yeah, who was that by? Taj Tariq, right?
It's by uh what is it? Franz Fanon?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots
Hey,
of
yeah,
stuff.
I ordered a book today too.
Lots
I,
of stuff to read.
I
Right.
know I'm just getting in on it. Wait, before, can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
So this same author, this David Robinson that we're reading from now,
Mm-hmm.
he has another book called Sign In America. And it's
Sign
the
in.
Sign In America,
Uh-huh.
National Debt Relief.
Sign in America. National debt relief.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's $5.
Wow.
All right. I need to order that one.
Right.
Wow.
I'm already over here figuring out a budget.
I know, right? I can spend so much money on books alone.
Right, right.
Okay, I see it. Okay, yeah, $5. Cool. I'm about to order that.
Oh yeah, that me too.
Right.
Oh, this is so awesome. We putting our heads together. We gonna
Abs-
make it happen.
All right, guys. Well, that's basically it for tonight. So we
Oh, Mother Shay,
yes.
did you have a chance to finish studying what is that, TRBL vacation thing so we can kind of discuss?
Oh.
Oh yeah, I had a question about that one too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. Oh, is there a link to sign up for that?
Oh, absolutely. I can send it to you.
Okay. And I
Basically
did
what it's
the
doing,
NFT today.
they haven't launched yet. So what they're doing is allowing early adopters to get in for $50. Um
Okay.
then it actually officially launches in January. So you're signing up now to get yourself positioned. So once it does launch, then you know, you're already positioned and a founder of the company. It's actually it's moving fairly great and fast. So I highly recommend, you know, we can use this. Um as you guys saw, some of the trips to Dubai, all the savings that you can get with that as well. So we can use that along with our savings highway global membership as well for the savings that we'll get from that and the savings that we'll get from the travels club. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat for you.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I did sign up for the NFT, the one you put today.
Okay. Okay.
I did that one too.
Awesome.
Oh, what that was today? I thought it was too late already. It's today. You put it up there?
Oh, you
Yeah, I
still
just
got
posted
time.
it. Yep, I just posted it earlier. It's like it's probably like 10 hours left now to before the
Close.
airdrop is over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So you just want to put your Ethereum address in there and then
Hit submit.
hit submit. Yep.
Oh, I don't have one yet. An Ethereum address?
Yeah, if you have a Trust Wallet, you have an Ethereum address.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Where? Yeah,
Gotta
where
go
it says
search
copy.
for. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I will that those that what you just spoke about with the trips to Dubai, it was a big discount.
Yes,
I was
yes.
like, oh my goodness. I was like, that's the best deal I've ever seen on anything.
Yeah, not only that, you get perks while you like in the airport waiting.
Right.
You know, you
Right.
get perks throughout the airports.
It
Oh
was
wow.
an absolute very like prestigious perks. Like it was saying you don't have to sit in the, you know, where the regular crowd is. You go in a separate
A
um
separate lounge area.
like a VIP lounge area, yeah, and be able to take advantage of the drinks and the snacks and stuff that they have in there. So yeah, that was real cool too.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
that
have to get a
sounds
whole
good
new
for our
river.
that's wonderful for our plans for our trip to Belize.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, that's so exciting.
Absolutely.
So we're working on it.
Oh, that's all right. We already putting in we boots on ground. We starting it up.
That's
That's right.
right. That's right.
Well, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. I look
Oh,
so forward
thank
to
you.
our meetings together.
Right.
I'm always looking forward to talking with you all and sharing our thoughts and information with each other. So it's a blessing. I just want to say thank you to everyone.
You're welcome.
Likewise. Likewise.
I appreciate you all as well, and I'm grateful to have you all in my life, and part of the community. And I'm looking for us, like I said yesterday, to just go to the top and have, well, not yesterday, but the day before that, and just have amazing success and live the abundant lives it was meant for us to have. Because this is coming, most definitely.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm putting this out there. I know we gonna see it before we go on to the next life because I want to experience it before I in the physical before I leave
Absolutely.
this earth.
Mhm. Yep.
So well, thank y'all so much.
You're welcome. You guys
Welcome.
have a good evening, and I will see you all on Sunday.
All
All
right.
right.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
It's
All
gonna
right.
enjoy your weekend, everyone.
Bye bye.
Peace and love.